And welcome back to another video. I love making these videos, and I thought today that I would do a more classic type video, which is just my top 10 movies ever. And again, heavy spoilers, because I will be describing the movies. But yeah, I'm excited. These are movies that I've seen. It could have been years ago, or I just saw them this year. And yeah, I thought this would be probably the best out of the movie slash show things that I've made so far. And just like last time, we're doing it in Minecraft. And yeah, hopefully it's a lot of fun. And well, let's start off with the first movie. Sorry, I just have to switch it to peaceful mode there. Now I will say, spots 10 through 8, I had 4 movies that I would have put there. And that's the tricky part. Because those movies are Joker, The Matrix, Jurassic Park, and Django Unchained. So I have to do this to do this kind of thing because I can't do it. I don't know why. Going off on a weird tangent here. But yeah, I could do top 11 movies, but I want to make it a good top 10. I think the odd one out here, I had it as Joker, but I don't know if that would be the case. Because I love Joker 1. One of my, like I've said before, I've said it, it's one of my favorite movies ever. I feel like, my head's telling me Jurassic Park, but I think it's just because I've seen it a ton of times. Probably the movie I've seen the most by a mile out of all these, because I don't really rewatch movies. So probably besides, what's that number 1? And what's that number, what is that, 5? Yeah, I'm gonna go Joker as the odd one out, but I love Joker. Don't get me wrong, Joker 2 sucks. Joker 1's amazing. And it's a hard movie to watch because it's about a guy with a mental illness. But it's so freaking good. Just all around. It's like, it's slow paced enough so it's like you get really in depth with the story, but it's not too slow paced where it's really boring. By the way, I've not seen many movies, so there's probably a bunch of famous movies like The Godfather, or like I love crime movies. The Godfather, Goodfellas, probably some other stuff like Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen many movies. And yeah, and there are a decent amount of superhero movie. Decent amount, maybe like 3. None of them are Marvel. I'll tell you that right now. I love like Endgame and No Way Home. None of them are Marvel. But yeah, I think I love Joker. But and I could go on rambling about it for so long. But Joaquin Phoenix does such a good job, and it's just such a good movie. But at number 10, I have Django Unchained, and this is probably the most recent movie I've watched on this, and I loved it. It's the first and probably for a while going to be the only Quentin Tarantino movie I see. Because, man, it doesn't feel right for me as a person who doesn't swear to watch a movie that swears and uses God's name in vain so freaking much. But Django Unchained, as a whole, fantastic movie. I think it's so good. Dr. King Schultz, probably one of my favorite protagonists of all time. And it does get kind of ridiculous towards the end with just how, like, the physics works in it. But overall, I think it's just a great movie. And funnily enough, the KKK scene, which is, I saw that there was a KKK scene. I thought that was going to be one of the most serious scenes. It's one of the funniest scenes in the entire show. And I'm not racist at all. The reason it's funny is because they're just complaining about how they can't see out of bags the entire time. That's it. Anyway, Django Unchained, I think DiCaprio's Calvin Candy's amazing. Steven, played by, freaking heck, what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson. He's amazing. Obviously, Django by Jamie Foxx. Just all around a fantastic movie. Super entertaining to watch. At number 9, I have The Matrix. And this is probably, I know I love it. It's probably the one out of all this that I remember the least. because it's kind of a combination of I haven't seen it multiple times, but when I did watch it, it was a while ago, kind of because like Jurassic Park, which is coming up, um, it's probably the movie I've watched it's the movie I've seen the most, but it's also the movie I watched the earliest, so it's kind of the combination between both. So I still remember a lot of it. The Matrix, I don't remember a lot, but I do remember that I freaking loved it. I'm probably one of the few people in the world who loves the Matrix maybe not love, but really like the Matrix Reloaded. Third one's not great. And I couldn't even sit through the Resurrections one or whatever. Because it was like, I watched like 15 minutes and it was so bad. It was like they just got rid of freaking, what's it, Morpheus? They just got a different actor. Probably one of the best characters. They were just like, nah, we don't need you. Just got rid of the actor. It was so stupid. I mean, as a whole, The Matrix is such a good movie. I do like sci-fi. I mean, Lost is my favorite show ever. And that's a sci-fi show. I probably will have a few more sci-fi things. At least one. I know one. Probably looking at this, probably at least 2 more sci-fi stuff will come up. But overall, I think The Matrix is just a fantastic movie. It obviously follows Neo, who I think is fantastic, played by Keanu Reeves. That might have been the first time I'd ever seen Keanu Reeves. It was amazing. And number 8, I do have Jurassic Park. And I'll be honest, most of the movies aren't great, but I love the Jurassic series as a whole, and I probably will go see Rebirth this summer. But the series as a whole isn't great. I love it, but it's not great. Obviously, the first movie is by a country mile the best in the entire thing. Lost World's fine. Like, it's good. Jurassic Park 3 is not good. Like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like what I think of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, which is, if you like action, it's fine. If you care anything about, like, actually how if things make sense, it's not good. And when I was a lot younger and I watched it for the most recent time, I didn't really care as much about the story. I was just like, yeah, this is cool. But yeah, and obviously Jurassic World's great, I think. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I haven't seen it in a while. The last time I think I tried to watch it, I was a lot younger and it was too scary for me. And Jurassic World Dominion sucks. But my opinion, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I think Jurassic Park is the best movie by a mile out of all of them. So many good performances. Obviously one of the best, probably one of the, I don't know if it's one of the highest gross, I think it's one of the highest grossing of all time. Probably one of the most popular movies of all time. So freaking good. Before I think I watched any of the Jurassic Park movies, my favorite game of all time is Lego Jurassic World. That might be weird, but just recently, 100% of the game for the first time. That was good. Excuse me. But Jurassic Park, by the way, I think when I first watched Jurassic Park, I watched it in the wrong order. Because I played the game in the wrong order. But yeah, such a good dang movie. Obviously, when I was a kid watching it, it's freaking dinosaurs. What kid doesn't like dinosaurs? But such a good movie. Just all around everything. Dennis Nedry, one of those characters that, man, you hate him. And just all around fantastic. Need to go over a bit here. Number 7, I have Interstellar. And this used to be my favorite before I've seen a lot more stuff. Interstellar, the reason I love it so much, but it's like, I haven't seen it in a bit. It might have been the first Christopher Nolan movie I've seen, and I've now seen 7 of his movies, I think. I'm not counting Tenet. I've seen like 20 minutes of it. It was not good. I haven't seen Tenet. I haven't seen Following, Insomnia, The Prestige, which I really want to see. And freaking heck was the last one. Dunkirk, which I'm going to see. But Interstellar was like the first one I saw, and man, it's good. Out of all the Christopher Nolan films, the most emotional one, like by far. And it's not like as like all of his films that I've seen, besides like Oppenheimer, I think are pretty action packed, honestly. like Inception, the Dark Knight trilogy, and then what are the other two I've seen besides Oppenheimer? Memento, kind of action, not really. That was just Memento's just an all around good movie. It's not really anything that really stands out besides obviously the how the how the time is being told, like how the storyline is kind of, and freaking heck, what's the last one? Sorry, my mind is blanking over here. Goodness gracious. Either way, Interstellar, most emotional thing of all time. I didn't realize that whenever they're on Miller's planet, that every like tick that you hear is like a whole. Is it a year on Earth? Is that what it is? I don't know. Fantastic movie is Interstellar, and but a movie that can make you cry, and a movie that kind of like has a cliffhanger at the end, because obviously, what's her name? Murph tells Cooper that I forget what her name is. The girl played by Anne Hathaway is still on a planet that's not Earth, and he's got to go get her. So it kind of leaves on a bit of a cliffhanger, but still a fantastic movie. And I think Christopher Nolan said, like, good movies don't need a sequel or something like that. Joker should have taken notes. At number 6, I think it is, I have Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Terminator 1 was really freaking good. Terminator 2 is just better. Like, all around, I think it's just better. And I think it's funnier. I think it's more action-packed, probably. It's not just chase scenes the entire time. Obviously, I don't know who plays him, but the main villain of the movie, that's insane. The Hasta La Vista baby line is really cool. Just all around a fantastic movie. What a performance by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Whoever plays Sarah Connor, another great performance. Whoever, I'm not good with these. I'm not good. I'm not the best with actors. I mean, I can be, and I can't be. Whoever plays John Connor, also really good. Just everyone in the movie, fantastic. Just so action packed. So just everything, man. And I think it's better than the first. Better story, I think. I don't think Kyle was probably my favorite character in the first movie, and I think I'd probably would have still taken him over every character in the second movie. But it's fine. There were more really good characters than the one like truly elite character in my opinion. And yeah, all around Terminator 2, I watched it on my phone at my grandma's house. And wow, it's so good. At number 5, I have the Lord of the Rings trilogy as a whole. Because I've seen a lot of people, when they put their top movies and stuff, they kind of just put Lord of the Rings, or like the best movies of all time. They kind of just put Lord of the Rings as one. And I didn't really like that. If I had to pick one, I would 100% pick Return of the King. But I can see why you would put them all as a whole. Because with like the Matrix, or what are some, or like the Dark Knight trilogy, they're all obviously in the same universe and following the same like character and storyline, but it's like different like stories in every movie. Like Batman Begins is not following the same. No, I mean the Dark Knight's not following the same events of Batman Begins. The Lord of the Rings, think of it as like one big 9-hour movie, 10-hour movie. That's the best way to describe it. I'm not saying watch it all in one sitting. That would be stupid. But I think all around it's just a great trilogy of all. Sam, one of my favorite characters ever. Obviously, I think when he comes back to like save Frodo against the spider, and obviously his line, or I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. Come on, one of my favorite lines ever. And obviously Frodo, Elijah Wood's fantastic. I forget who plays, it's like Sean or whatever his name is. I forgot who plays Sam. I've seen his character. Like, I've seen the actor before. I think he's in Stranger Things. I think he's in stuff that I've seen. But as a whole, Lord of the Rings, the best trilogy of all time. And this is coming from I'm literally wearing a Dark Knight shirt right now. And I think Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy of all time. And yeah, I think it beats out The Dark Knight. Return of the King, one of the best movies of all time. Fellowship of the Ring, fantastic. Two Towers is still incredible. Not as good as the other two. Still incredible, though. At number 4, I have what I've said in the past. It is not my favorite movie ever. But just as a movie, as a whole, it is the greatest movie ever. And that is none other... Nope. That is none other than The Shawshank Redemption. I made a drawing. I'll go grab it real quick. Made a drawing, right? In my drawing class. And I included Andy from The Shawshank Redemption. Right there. Here, I'll let you... If you can kind of see it. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. But The Shawshank Redemption, right? First off, I'll say this. Every time I watch the scene on YouTube, or when I watch it for the first time, of Andy escaping, or when Warden Norton pulled the poster off the wall, and then it slowly zoomed out into the hole, chills! But, dude, The Shawshank Redemption is such a good movie. I thought, since it was like a Stephen King thing, that I thought it was going to be like horror adjacent. No, it's not at all horror. But it's still kind of like Joker, not in the same way. It can be hard to watch because of how harsh it is. How harsh Shawshank Prison is. How like rude the guards are. Obviously the main guard played by Clancy Brown. Like he's insanely... Like, he just kills people. Ward Norton, I thought he was a good guy for a while, and then obviously everything happened. Man, Tommy, I liked him, but I wasn't the biggest fan of him at first. Then he became, like, one of the best characters in the movie, because it was like, and Andy cared so much about him and trying to get him to pass. And Brooks Hatlen, man. That scene, if you've seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about, is one of the saddest scenes of all time. I'll tell you, if you don't know what it is, again, spoilers, woo. Brooks Hatlen was an old guy at Shawshank, like a really old guy who's been there for like well over half his life, I'm pretty sure. He was also taking care of a bird named Jake, I think his name was. It wasn't much, but it was a nice little thing. It showed that he really cared. Apparently in the book, he like killed his wife and daughter or something after a bad night at the casino. But that's besides the point, because Brooks Hatlen is one of the nicest, one of the most caring people at Shawshank Prison you will ever see. And he finally was allowed to leave after so long, and he went into the real world. He was out of Shawshank, and it was just, he couldn't deal with it. He had no clue like what was happening. He said in it, like he had seen like one automobile as a kid. Now they're everywhere. People weren't the nicest to him. He was working a job that he wasn't the best at. And he eventually thought that if he died, like no one would really care. And he did kill himself. And that is one of the saddest scenes of all time. There is another pretty sad scene in the movie when Tommy, again, you probably know what I'm talking about, because he knew that Andy, the main character, was innocent. And he was going to try and stand in front of a judge. So Warden Norton brought him out and said, Would you swear before a judge that Andy is innocent? He's like, would you put your hand on the Bible and say to a judge, Andy Dufresne is innocent? something like that. And it said, just give me that chance. He's like, okay. Ward Norton puts a cigarette on the ground, destroys it, looks up into a tower, turns away. Turns out it's Mr. Clancy Brown, Officer Man again, and he kills him. He kills Tommy. Man. Overall, though, as a movie, I think this is the greatest movie of all time. I still have 3 left, obviously, and I've been rambling on about this one for an insanely long time. But, man, the Shawshank Redemption, man. I don't know if I've had a movie experience like it. Maybe besides the Minecraft movie, because my theater was amazing. We weren't crazy, like insanely crazy, like obviously some theaters were, but it was fun. Like we would cheer for a lot of stuff. It was amazing. Either way, getting distracted again. Number 3, the second, I believe, Christopher Nolan movie on this, and there will be a third, Inception. Let me move over again real quick, just to get this all centered. Inception. Man, this is a movie that I will freaking glaze until the day I die, I think. Man, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt or whatever. Michael Caine's in the... Like, what is this cast? I forget what her name is. She plays, Talia al Ghul in freaking Dark Knight Rises. She plays Maul in this. So many people from other Christopher Nolan films. That's what I love about Nolan, that, I mean, it can kind of not be great for other people, but, like, he uses same actors he knows he can trust, besides DiCaprio, because, like, he's not focused on anything besides making the best movie possible, and I love that. But Inception, man, where do I start? People say I don't think it's super confusing movie. I think it's just fantastic. So it's like action packed. It has a great story. It's kind of like Shutter Island in the sense that, like, Leonardo DiCaprio has problems with his wife's is it girlfriend? I think it's wife. I'm not sure, but amazing performances from everybody. I didn't even mention Cillian Murphy. He's fantastic in this. Every single person is so good, and this movie's not boring in the slightest. So freaking good. And that was the first movie I'd seen with Leonardo DiCaprio. I've now seen 6 of his movies, and he's such a good actor. He's so good. Number 2, the last Christopher Nolan movie on this list, The Dark Knight. I'll say this before I say anything. The Joker from The Dark Knight. I don't care. As much as I love, like, Sawyer Jack Locke, Ben from Lost, as much as I love Batman himself, as much as I love Dom Cobb from Inception, as much as I love Andy Dufresne, the Joker from The Dark Knight is the greatest character of all time. Heath Ledger put on the performance of a lifetime for the Joker. Now, I think The Dark Knight is certainly... I obviously have it as my number 2 movie of all time. I think it's so good. Is it maybe a teeny tiny bit overrated? Maybe. Not really. Maybe. I don't really think so. I mean, I could see it. I don't think it's... I don't think it's bad in any way. I think it's perfect. Maybe not perfect, but, like, fantastic throughout the entire thing. Obviously, Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, freaking, who else is in this movie? What's his name? The guy who plays freaking Harvey Dent. I can't think of his name right now. I hopefully can come up with it. It's Two-Face. Man, sorry, I was just looking at his name. But, what else? Just so action-packed. Sean Chandler, who's probably one of my biggest inspirations for this channel. Channel Sean Chandler talks about, for probably one of my biggest inspirations to do this on the channel, is he said that it exceeds its own genre. It's not just a superhero movie, and that's a great way to put it. Obviously, they replaced whoever played like Rachel in the first movie, but Maggie Gyllenhaal in there. She did great. I think all around this movie is so good, so just fantastic, and just everything about it, man. I can see why it's the highest rated I can see why it's consistently at the top of the best superhero movies of all time. I can see why it's number 3 on IMDb. I can see that because of how dang good The Dark Knight is. And just everything. The line, I've said the line a lot. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Fantastic. Everything about this, the ending monologue, everything with Gordon, Two-Face, obviously Heath Ledger, like I said, the greatest character of all time. Every single thing about this is so, so good. I could say way more, but that's why I want to move on to the last movie, which is another Batman movie from 2022. Matt Reeves, The Batman. And I'm not kidding. This is my favorite movie of all time. If I grab my drawing again, we actually have the Batman right there. We also have the spinning, it's right here. We also have the spinning top from Inception. I'll show you the rest of it too. Up here we got Lost, MLB The Show 25, NF, my favorite artist, Cross with Philippians 4:13 wrote on it, Vikings Twins, and we got a little dirt patch sea sky with a bunch of clouds, JJ McCarthy jersey. The little land and the sea part, or at least the land part, came from when Ben was telling Sawyer and Lost that like there was nowhere to go. He showed them that he was just on another island right next to the island, and that's what I based it off of. But the Batman, I'm getting distracted. If you like fast-paced, this is not your movie for you. This is not your movie. The Batman is not a fast-paced movie. It has a lot of action, but it's not a fast-paced movie. And obviously, this led to The Penguin, which I love. I'm getting distracted by my finger. Which I love as a series. Robert Pattinson, I think, is maybe even better than Christian Bale was. The Riddler is one of my favorite villains ever. In Gotham right now, it kind of breaks my heart watching... again, spoilers. In Gotham right now, it kind of breaks my heart watching Edward Nygma start to turn into the Riddler. I knew that he was going to, but it's so sad because he's a good guy. It's like, he's not a bad guy. Is he a little weird? Yeah, but that's not a bad thing. We're all weird. We're all different in our own way. If weird means different, then we're all weird. The person I follow, Jesus Christ, was probably the weirdest of them all. And that's the best thing that could have ever happened. But, yeah, don't be rude. But the Batman, man, just... The thing I love, one of the things I love that maybe goes under the radar, is that this is a realistic movie. Not that goes under. I feel like a lot of people say that. The fact that this is realistic and not at all supernatural is one of my favorite parts about it. I like sci-fi stuff. I'd rather have it be realistic, I think. Besides stuff with Lost. Lost would have been way better. If it was realistic, it would have been way worse, I think. But, if it was realistic, they all would have gone crazy and probably killed each other, for being honest. But, man. I think Paul Dano did such a good job as the Riddler. Robert Pattinson's so freaking good as Batman. I forget what the actor is, but the guy who plays Alfred, fantastic. Not as good as Michael Caine or Sean, is it Pertwee or something like that, in Gotham. I love Gotham so much. I just finished season 1 a few days ago. Fantastic. And I think that everyone in this movie is so good. I love how dark it is. I love how grounded, realistic it is. I think it's like... It's not your classic Riddler. where he's just giving a bunch of jokes and like kind of comical in a way. I think I don't know. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest into the old Batman comics and lore and stuff. But this Riddler is a freaking serial killer and is like actually kind of terrifying. And that is and I think it's such a good movie all around. I know I haven't said the most about it, but I think everything about it is so good. I don't think there's a bad thing about it besides the fact that it is again a little boring. Can be, not really. I mean, it's not fast paced. It can be boring. But besides that, is it Zoe Kravitz? Fantastic Catwoman. Whoever plays Carmine Falcone, I think. Falcone, he's so good. And again, obviously it led into the Penguin series, which is one of my probably... Where did I have it ranked? I think I had it ranked as number 3 on my list of shows. It would probably move down to number 4 once I'm done with Gotham. Because I think I'd put Gotham at 3. But I think that The Batman, the greatest movie of all time. And part 2 keeps getting delayed. One second, my TV's doing stuff. Just gotta click something real quick. Part 2 keeps getting delayed, and I wonder who the villain's gonna be. Is it gonna be the Joker? Because they showed the Joker at the end of the Batman. Will it be him or will it be someone else? Who knows? I hope Matt Reeves knows what he's doing. Hopefully the Batman Part 2 comes out in 2027, my graduation year. Speaking of school, today was my last day of sophomore year, so I'm moving on to being a junior. I'm halfway done with high school. That's crazy to say. Yeah, The Batman, greatest movie of all time. There are so many other good movies I could have put on here. Shutter Island's one of them. Certainly, I loved Shutter Island so much. There's so many other things I could say, but I'm not trying to make this an insanely long video. It's already 32 minutes. I hope you guys all have such a fantastic day. Always remember, guys, Jesus is the way to go, and he loves you. He'll always love you. Turn to him, repent for your sins. I want to see you in heaven one day. Jesus loves you. Have an amazing day. And yeah, say goodbye to my skeleton friend as well that I got at McDonald's one day. I'm just going on because I didn't know what to say last. Anyway, have a great day. Jesus loves you guys.